Hey everybody, my name is Bill Christofferson and I actually live in Rochester, Minnesota. And a few months ago I was turned on to some new technology. My wife and I have always been looking at ways of saving money, through cell phone, especially our digital expenses. And it just, our bundled package company with internet and TV was just getting astronomical. So I've been looking for different ways of doing this. And I came across this company, Trinity Communications, and I really started focusing in on who are these guys, what they're all about. And because I knew they were developing this product called the Ursa. And it was a nucleus device. And this is, so what I did is I was very fortunate because and what was really cool about this thing is this is all the size of it is. Basically a little bit bigger than a 9-volt battery. But what's really interesting is this little silly thing actually pulls all of the television content off of the internet. So I really, I still need an internet cable, and but I can pick that up for $30 to $40 a month. But I don't have to get stuck with $180, satellite packages. So I picked up one of these units. I thought it was just really cool, and of course there's a remote control for it. And some of the things that actually come with it is actually a plug-in, because it still needs power to run, and also a little extender. I'll show you how that works. And also, of course, the remote control has to speak to the TV system. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to hook it up. And so what I'm going to do is take this extender first, if I don't keep dropping it. And folks, one of the reasons that I think this is going to be huge is because people are just looking for alternatives in the industry. They want live TV content, but they've settled on Hulu. They've settled on some of the other. You can keep that looking my way if you want. I'll just hold this up a little bit, Larry. Okay. And some of the pre-recorded, those are good. But for live programming, this company is the only one that I know of that actually has an alternative that gives you all the same programming that Dish, DirecTV, and all of these cable companies offer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect what we call the extension onto it. And now, also what I'm going to do is plug in the actual power switch, which applies the power, and that'll go, you can get a little bit closer if you want with this here, Larry. And make sure I plug this in correctly. I think so. There we go. Just exactly like that. Now you have two choices. You can either hook it up to power with this, or as you'll find with my television, many of us actually have a USB port in it. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to also plug in this, which is kind of the remote control button that the remote control talks to. And of course that goes in right from the side, right here. IR. Okay, now let's watch closely. Larry, if you want to step over here. This is my TV that I'm going to rotate so everybody gets a kind of a good idea as to what really I'm doing here. And you can kneel down and get a little bit closer if you want to, Larry. But take a peek at, folks. All I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this into what they call HDMI port 1. And since I have USB ports on this, I'm not going to plug it into a power supply. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this into a USB port, which should be right on the side. It's supposed to be on the side. Let's see here. If I get it the right way, there we go. Okay, so what this does is many TVs actually have power. When I turn the TV on now, it should activate this. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to stick the little remote control bud. Oh, look at there. Look what's firing up. Trinity Communications. So while it's doing that, now what I'm going to do is take the remote control, and when I find it, there it is. And what it's currently doing now, folks, is it's actually booting up like a computer with not only the ability to watch TV, but you'll see how we browse the internet, how we can look up Google pages, how you can check your email, your Facebook. All of these things are possible with this unique unit. So what I'm going to do is the very next screen that will come up is going to ask me to sign in. Well, folks, now you're finding out exactly what it's doing. It's looking for an internet signal. Well, duh.
We forgot one plug-in.
I forgot.
I'm gonna ask you a little. I'm gonna give you a little quiz there.
Yes.
How many things have to be plugged into your Ursa?
Well, you have to have 3 things. Let's just.
And how many did we just have?
1, 2, 3.
Okay, very good.
Oh boy, oh boy.
You passed that quiz.
It's hard to find good help, isn't it, Larry? Oh, waiting for network. Isn't this interesting? Now, folks, I want to show you something. You'll see some beautiful clarity from this TV. However, I'm using what they call a Category 5 cable. And by the time you get one of these, all you're going to need is Wi-Fi. But I'm going to put my code in right now. And now keep this in mind. Everybody, there's up to 5 accounts in a house. Now, why you want your own account for your wife, for your children, is because they save their own programming. If the teen comes on, the teen doesn't want to watch hunting. They get all their favorite stories. So this is kind of unique about it. And then, of course, you can have child protection. You can set the settings so kids can't watch things that they're not supposed to be. All right, now, let's, I don't know if you're getting a good view. Are you filling the whole screen in with that, Larry? Or do you want to pull the chair over?
Well, no, I'm fine if you want more than just a screen, but right now I've pretty much got just a full screen.
Whoa, sorry about that. Why you keep shooting? Okay, now what you're looking at here, folks, is iConcerts. This is going to be one of our stations that are going to be, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through some of the humble line of channels that we have right now. This is Fox. I mean, that's phenomenal clarity. Now we're going to go to ABC in Seattle. Now that's fuzzy because the feed coming into it is fuzzy. If we had Mike and Kelly, these are old reruns right here. See, you can see these are all old reruns. And NBC, that's great quality. Now I'm using a Cat 5 cable. I should be using Cat 6, but still, take a look at this. So what we have are the main stations with this initially for those of us that are and we pre-purchased this because we knew what the rest was coming. The company's going to have between 390 and 500 channels loaded on this thing here real soon. And PBS Seattle. Now, here's something that's really interesting. They have something on the remote control, you can see that, called Top Menu. And what that does is it shows you a different menu guide. Of course, we're on TV now. This is where we can actually download videos. And let's see if we have a video on there. My content. I think there's an action movie in there. Yep, X-Men Days of Future Past. I could watch that tonight if I wanted to. The whole movie is loaded on there. So, I mean, imagine, folks, you and I spend $8 to $10 a month with Netflix. Pretty soon, your system will have all the same movies that Netflix has, and that's what's really cool about this thing. See, this is more than television, folks. And what I do is I have to push the return button to get out of that menu. And now I'm going to keep going across the top menu, content, my favorite shows. It actually has a store where you can actually download applications. We won't get into that too much today. Whatever. I think I will. All applications. Trinity support, RSS feeder, Trinity live score. We are watching a lot of the highlights from the football Super Bowl. World Time, Thunder Blocks, and there's different types of gaming. And gaming is going to increase as time goes on because these gamers know the internet is where everything happens. All right, and then of course you've got your settings, promo, and shop. Now what I did, folks, and this is interesting because your telephone can be tied directly to this. And if I go to bill and it shows billing summary, this will actually give me the total of my bill and it'll break down exactly what we paid for the month at the flick of a wrist. That's what's really cool. And of course on top we have the telephone, what we call Genesis. It's our home phone. Guess what? It works on the internet. Now I'm going to get out of this thing here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the button twice and then I'm going to push it once, because now you're going to see all the applications that I actually put on this thing. Well, what is this? Google. So this is actually going to go to a Google. How many of you have seen this on your web browser? And you know, I'm not going to take the time to go through it yet because I don't have my Scribe remote control. But with my Scribe, it's a little mouse pad that'll go right to. Actually, if I started typing, the Scribe looks like this. And I could actually type in youtube.com, go to it, and even my 8-year-old grandson went and he was watching videos on this, which is pretty cool.
So Bill, you're telling me
Yeah.
that once you sit down on the couch, huh?
Yep.
So once you sit down on the couch, you can actually watch TV and be on the internet at the same time?
Yeah, because it's all internet driven, right?
Good.
Yeah,
Cool.
exactly. It's you're getting so much more than just a digital receiver. And you know, Larry, one thing to think about is that when I left my last company, I had to bring my DVR back, and I lost every one of my favorite movies. Well, here, I think you have, I don't know how many gigabytes of data where you can store your own movies, and you can bring this Ursa with you anywhere in the country or world, plug into it. Oh, plus, by the time you folks get this system, you'll probably be able to go on your tablet and access your Ursa at home, so you can watch television programming and change channels and everything right from home. So it's really cool.
Sounds like you have a lot of options.
So many. And then Trinity, of course, has a website. And here's Yahoo, and here's some of the games that they have. And the RSS feeder, what this does is just brings us to the highlighted news of the day. Crowdfunding. There we go. This is what many of you are looking at right now. And CNET, if I click on those, it would bring you right to the article. So it's really, imagine this on a big screen. This is just a 32-inch. But this is a powerful, powerful product. And let's see if I can bring up one last thing here. Pop-up menu. Okay, this is interesting, Larry, because many people have to arrow over and arrow over and arrow over in order to record something. Well, with this feature, you can see on the remote control, see on the bottom of the page where it says change date, yellow? Well, if it's February 20th today, I'm going to push the yellow button, and now all I have to do is say, well, let's see what's going on the 23rd of the month. Push the middle button. Now it's going to fast forward to all of those dates, and if I want to record Dinosaur Train or Sesame Street for my little one 2 days from now, I'll just push the record button, and all of a sudden I'll save all that. And I didn't spend hours or minutes going through the schedule.
I was wondering how that was done. People have asked me that question too, and I said I really don't know. I've been having so much fun playing with this that I never got to that part of it.
Yeah, it really is incredible. Here's now notice, folks, you're seeing a lot of Seattle stations here, but by the time you receive this, you'll probably, I'm sure, have local content, because remember these feeds, ABC, NBC, CBS, they're always local, and of course your local stations are doing all streaming on the internet now anyway. So,
folks, I think we were in church there for a minute.
We were. That was the 700 Club, yeah. And we both need prayer, don't we, Larry? So
Yeah.
It's probably a good idea. But this thing here, this is a European channel. I don't understand a thing they have, but it's just fascinating to sit there and watch them. Now, we also have the fashion channel, but I'm not going to show you that. We're just going to stay away from it. So, folks, what you have here is a comprehensive system. I think $250 is a pledge that would get you, in Ursa, it would get you one of those nice scribe keyboards, and it just is really just automatic. But there's so many functions. I even have the ability on this thing to send private messages to Larry if he's watching TV and say, Larry, I just rented this great show. Happy birthday, watch it. And I can send it to him. So you see, you have everything all put into one here, and I'm just really honored to be one of the first people to try this thing. But I think you guys would all enjoy this thing too. So
in other words, you could send me a gift and you wouldn't even have to wrap it.
That's exactly right. Well done. Anyway, well, Bill Christopherson signing off. Thanks a lot, folks. I hope you really enjoyed what you saw. Take care.
Yep.